What if it's okay to feel love? What if it's okay to be?
Hi, I am Suzy McCalley, and I'm so glad that you have decided to join me for the Build Your Own Biz, the BYOB program that I have created for you. And what we're going to do today in this first part of this three-part video series is we're going to get to know each other a little bit, and we're going to talk about my journey from feeling and being a total failure at running my own business, my own creative enterprises, to where I am now as a thriving entrepreneur. We're going to talk about the why behind this BYOB program, why I created it. So this is who I created it for, and this is my reason really for making this program. If you are here joining me, watching it, you've committed to watching this video, to signing up for this program, then you are a solopreneur, maybe. So if you're a solopreneur, that means you're it. Maybe you have other people you partner with, you contract with, people that help you, but at the end of the day, you are your business. Or maybe you're an entrepreneur, you have many employees, and you've been at this for a while. So whether you're starting out or you have some more experience and success under your belt, you're gonna get something from this video series. I'm guessing you're a socially conscious person, that everything that you want to build and do and create with your art or with your business, with your enterprise, with your social enterprise, is something that's going to have a positive impact on the world. You are also a problem solver. When you see a problem, you take ownership, you take responsibility, and you're going to find a way to move through that obstacle to get to the other side, which is that dream, that thing that you want to contribute to the world. You're passionate, you care about what you're offering to your clients or to your customers, and you really believe in what you're doing. And you're a go-getter, so at your best, you totally slay. So a little bit more about the kinds of businesses that you might be in if you're joining me here. Perhaps you're a healing arts practitioner, or you consider yourself a healer or a coach. Maybe you're working on a new product. You might be a massage therapist, an artist, performer, writer, singer, dancer. Perhaps you're a designer, graphic designer, or really working in just different design fields. You may be a teacher of some sort. You have something that you want to offer, maybe online or maybe through real in-person classes. Maybe you have founded a new startup business or a nonprofit. So basically you fall under this category of driven creative entrepreneur. And so if you're a healing arts practitioner, maybe your next big step in your business is to get a space for your practice. Or maybe you already have a space and it's to build that client list. If you're an artist, maybe you have some objectives like writing your first play, or if you have that play written, maybe it's putting a tour together. If you're a writer, getting that book written, or just building the following for your book as a platform. But either way, you have some goals of getting your work out there, and we're going to help you get there. So there's a picture of a coffee shop here on my screen. It's one of my favorite local coffee shops. And so if your office looks like this, you're probably an entrepreneur or solopreneur. Here's another option. This is not my office. I found this picture online, but probably for a lot of us, we are working at our kitchen tables and in our living rooms. So I'm just bringing these up here so that you know that if these resonate with you, then you're in the right place. So a little bit about me. I am a solo entrepreneur. I have been creating businesses and nonprofits for the past several years. I've built 3 profitable businesses and 2 sustainable nonprofit organizations. All of these businesses and nonprofits are currently up and running. And I've accomplished this in the last 5 years. So I've listed here that I'm a nurturer. I love to help people. That's really my whole mission with everything that I do. I am an artist, and through everything that I do, it's really about how can I bring healing to myself and then also contribute that back out into the world with the clients that I coach or with the audience that I'm reaching. So everything that I do is designed around contribution and giving, as well as receiving, I will say. A lot of the work that I do is very fulfilling, and I'm fortunate to have created this life that I enjoy so much. And I have worked with many, many entrepreneurs at various stages of development. So like I said, folks that are just starting out, if that applies to you, or folks that have more experience. And I've noticed some patterns over the years of supporting and helping entrepreneurs really move through blocks and accomplish what they want to in their business, in their arts, and to really create those dreams. But I've noticed some patterns with the mistakes that I'm seeing entrepreneurs make and the mistakes that I have personally made in my career as an entrepreneur. And I want to pass this on to you so that hopefully you can sidestep a lot of that. Okay, so where I am now, and here's a small business center here locally where I live in North Carolina, and this image that I have up there was actually a billboard. So I got to see my face on the billboard. Behind me in that photo, you can see one of my businesses, which is a local yoga and wellness center. So it's actually a hub for entrepreneurs and healers and artists and solopreneurs. And so that's been a platform where I've been able to coach and serve lots of folks, not just our clients as far as yoga students and healing clients in our healing practice, but also the entrepreneurs, the yoga teachers, the massage therapists, the healers, the astrologists that are nutritionists that are all building their own businesses. So a little bit more about where I am today. So I've created these incredible passive streams of income where I can travel for 7 out of 9 weeks like I did this summer and still be receiving income. So I have over 22 people working with me, from contractors to employees to partners. I get to work when I want. I have the incredible support that I need in place in order to be able to do that. I'm making more money now than I was in working in corporate America in sales. And I have the comfort of having this great regular support and cheering section that I can always turn to on my great days. They're there to cheer with me. And on my not so great days, they're able to help me reframe things and pick back up so that I don't get stuck in any kind of obstacle. So my favorite part about what I do is that my work is creative. It's different every day. I decide what I'm doing every day. I'm fulfilled by what I do every day. There's nothing that I do in my work, in my life, that I'm not choosing. So it's all fun for me. I get to spend more time with my family than I ever have. And that's really important to me, because if we create these big, these enterprises and these businesses, what's it really all about? Hopefully, for a lot of us, it's about creating a life that we really want to be living. And for me, that involves spending quality time with the people that I love, that make me happy. So just to brag a little bit more on myself, and I do wish more of us creative entrepreneurs and artists and healers. I wish we were a little bit better at this, so I'm practicing, and hopefully, this is a little bit of inspiration for you to get to where you want to be. And so last year in 2016, I produced 2 plays in New York City. One was on 42nd Street, so just right off Broadway. So it's kind of a big dream come true. And I am actually launching my Into the Flame album. It's actually coming out this Sunday. And so very excited about that. But it's like these big things, these big dreams that I have that I'm actually getting to experience and to know what it feels like to be in that dream, seeing it really happen, and I get to be there and experience it. And it's such a beautiful feeling. Maybe you've experienced this before in some way in your own life, and we want to create more of this, right? Having a vision, having a dream that we actually get to see put in the world and brought and have ourselves bring it to fruition. So it's a wonderful feeling, and if you've not felt that way, or maybe you haven't felt that way in a long time, we want to get you back on your roll to where you are having those wonderful experiences of success and seeing those dreams coming true. I also put a little note here. I just got my second brand new premium Audi, which is my favorite kind of car, and I just love it so much. I should have put a picture in here of it. It's super sweet. Okay, so hooray, my life is awesome. I love it so much. Was it always this way? No, far from it. So if you're looking at my screen, you can see where I was before. Big, sad face emoji. And let's dive into that just a little bit more. So I was totally lost. I knew that I had so much that I wanted to do and to be and to create and to give and to offer the world and my clients and myself and my family and my audience. And I was just stuck. I had always heard my whole life that I was talented, that I had all this potential. But then, and I don't know if you can relate to this, but I had that experience of being stuck in potential. So I had potential out the wazoo, but as far as actually taking those steps to execute, to create something in the real world based on that potential, that was just a totally different thing. So I was struggling to pay the bills, had no health insurance. This was before Obamacare. And was ignoring those phone calls. I don't know if you've ever had that experience, those special phone calls, phone numbers that you block or ignore. I was struggling to pay the bills as a single mom, driving a secondhand used car that had been through some kind of crazy accident and was one of those sketchy refurbished kind of things. And I was so frustrated by comparing, where I was to where I wanted to be with what I wanted to be offering and creating. And it was so frustrating to me that I would beat myself up. I would get depressed, and I was scared, just struggling just to make it work, just to pay my regular daily living expenses, much less creating something, just trying to get by. Okay, so how did I get from where I was to where I am today? The answer, and this is a picture of me meditating in Bali, and it's a little distorted, so I look a little wider than I actually am. That's my disclaimer. But this was me in Bali this summer, which was one of the places that it was a dream for me to go there, and I was actually able to execute on that. And so here's how I've made that transition. By making every mistake in the book. So any obstacle, any hang up, any challenges, issues, stuckness that an entrepreneur or an artist can possibly face, I have been there, I have gone through it, and I've been able to find myself on the other side. And if you're going through that frustration of having something you want to create or contribute, but for whatever reason or reasons, because we're very good at coming up with those, you're not able to create that dream or to execute your vision, then there's some obstacle that's standing in your way. And I've been through all of them, which brings me to why I'm doing this. So I'm doing this because I believe on a big picture level that the world needs more creatives, more entrepreneurs that are passionate, that have integrity, that have a vision for what they want the world to look like and how they want to contribute to the world. And if this is you, then this. In addition to my vision, I saw that my clients were, when I saw them every week, we would go a week in between, or for some people a few days in between, or maybe even a month or more in between sessions. And I noticed that they would have these big breakthrough sessions. And then in between the sessions, the energy would drop off. So they might have these big breakthroughs and they would realize something that they hadn't ever noticed or looked at. They would make a shift. They would drop all these heavy blocks and they would have all this light energy of creation and action and possibility. But the problem was that in between the sessions, was their daily action different? Were people actually implementing the things that we talked about in our sessions? And so I realized that people needed more, my clients needed more in between sessions than I could offer with my structure that I had. So that's why I created this program, and you're going to be learning more about it. So I also wanted to help more people. I don't know if you can relate to this, wanting to get your message, to get your help, to get your vision out to more people. And one of the ways I wanted to do that was by creating an easy price point. So even though I think my one-on-one coaching sessions are a total steal compared to the marketplace and the value that I'm offering and how much people get out of working with me, even at that price point, I noticed that there were a lot of people that maybe this was out of their reach, hiring a coach on a regular basis. And I wanted to reach everyone. So I also realized that change is really this daily habit that needs to be built on a daily, regular basis. The other reason that I'm building this program is because I know what it feels like to be lonely as an entrepreneur. So maybe, I used to spend most of my day just by myself, creating my business, working on my business. And I didn't mind it. That's fine. I like being by myself. But it was also that feeling of like, man, I wish that there were more people besides maybe my husband that I could, or, even my manager who's aware of some parts of my business, but maybe not the whole picture. And so I wanted to, I thought it would be nice to have a group of people where we could support each other through the ups and downs, celebrating my success with them and commiserating, on a bad day. I also started this because I myself had projects and businesses that I kept putting on the back burner over and over again, and they were taking up all this energy because they were sitting back there nagging at me, but I kept not getting to them or I would start them and then I would stop for a really long time, which made me feel bad about myself and make me feel like a failure, which made me want to do it even less. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's today's video, and so I will see you tomorrow for part 2 in this 3-part video series of the 3 mistakes that entrepreneurs make, and then help you visualizing that in a really concrete way, those dreams that you want to create for yourself. So meanwhile, please connect with me. I'm very accessible on Facebook, Suzy McCalley, or Instagram, also Suzy McCalley, or on my website. So thank you so much for watching, and I
What
look
if
forward
it's
to
okay to feel love? What if it's okay